Okay, so number 1 is assignment. Number 2 is consideration. Consideration is a noun, and it means taking the time to think about something. Here it is in context. At least he gave the idea some consideration before he said no. So he thought about it before he said no. Okay, number 3 is the word allergies. And allergies is a noun. Allergies is spelled A-L-L-E-R-G-I-E-S. Allergies. And allergies are physical symptoms. Make sure that when you are writing, you are spelling things correctly. Physical symptoms caused by the body's overreaction to something. So allergies, oops, I spelled bodies wrong. I accidentally made it plural and possessive when it only needs to be possessive. So allergies are physical symptoms caused by the body's overreaction to something. So if you have seasonal allergies, they are caused by your body's overreaction to pollen in the air. And the word in context. Elise's allergies to pollen made it hard for her to breathe in the spring. Allergies. Okay. Number 4. Is the word accuse. Accuse. The word accuse is spelled A-C-C-U-S-E. Accuse is a verb. That means it's an action. And it means to say that someone did something wrong. So the word accuse is a verb, and it means to say that someone did something wrong. The word in context, I would not accuse you of something you did not do. And that is the word accuse. Number 5 is the word suspicious. Suspicious. And this word is spelled S-U-S-P-I-C-I-O-U-S. Suspicious. Suspicious is an adjective. So that means it is a describing word. We're going to learn all about the parts of speech this year, but just so you remember, a noun is a person, place, thing, or idea. A verb is an action. An adjective describes a thing, a noun. Suspicious is an adjective, and it means that whatever that thing is, something makes you feel mistrustful. Suspicious is an adjective. That means something makes you feel mistrustful. You don't trust it. Mistrustful means you do not trust whatever that thing is. So in context, the boy's eagerness to go to the game is suspicious because I know he doesn't even like baseball. We don't trust his reason for wanting to go to the game because he doesn't like baseball. Yes, Victoria?
Can I put a period at
Nope, because these are not sentences. They are not sentences. Some of them kind of are, but we're not writing them as sentences. Okay, number 6. We have 2 more words. Number 6. Can I erase all of these? Is everybody finished with numbers 1 through 5? Okay, well, I'll start by erasing number 1. Because everybody should be finished with number 1. If you're not, well, that's your own issue. And I'm going to erase number 2 in case I need 2 lines. Kingston, you got to go quickly. Write quickly, but not messy. Okay, so number 6 is the word evidence. Evidence is a noun. That means it is a person, place, thing, or idea, and it is spelled E-V-I-D-E-N-C-E. Evidence. It is a noun. It is a thing. And it means an object or clue that is used to show that something is true. So evidence is an object, a thing you can hold, or a clue, something that you may not be able to hold, that is used to show that something is true. In context, the evidence shows that she is not guilty of the crime. Sorry? Okay, last word. I'm going to erase number 3. Victoria, I'm going to put you in Kingston because I think Kingston just needs to be a little closer to the board. So, just expect that tomorrow. Okay, I'm going to erase number 3 because I need room for number 7. And our last word is the word consume. Consume. C-O-N-S-U-M-E. And the word consume is a verb. So it's an action. And it means to use or eat something up. It means you use it or you eat it until it's gone. Because you can consume energy, but you can't eat energy. So it means to use something or eat it up until it's gone. In context, we all need to consume more fresh fruits and vegetables to stay healthy. Thank you, Zari. Okay, so everybody should have their reading textbook open to page 16. Make sure your textbook is on your desk and your chair is scooted in. You do not need your pencil, so it should be at the top of your desk in the groove or in the opening. If you're having trouble messing with it in your desk, put it at the top of your desk in the groove. Ethan, put your pencil in the top of your desk. In the top of, right there. Okay. So this chapter is called Mysteries. And we can see we have some people in a cave. Now, sometimes when we think of mysteries, we think of crimes. But is being in a cave a mystery too? How is being in a cave a mystery? Victoria?
When you find stuff that's weird.
You may find some interesting, weird things. You may be trying to find information. Aaron?
It's because there's lots of stuff, like there's lots of things that you could find in a cave, like using
Good. There's lots of new things that you could find in a cave. Usually people go into caves in order to study them, to learn more about them. Something that you don't know about yet could be considered a mystery to you. If you don't know what something is, well then that thing is a mystery. You don't know the answer. A mystery means you don't know the answer yet. Yes, Zari.
I can hear Carlos' background.
You can hear. Oh, okay. Carla, go ahead and mute yourself. That's okay. You guys will get used to it just like I'll get used to pressing the record button. Okay, very good. So let's go ahead and turn to page 18. And let's look at the little bookmark in the top left corner. It looks like a bookmark on there. It says vocabulary at the top. Here we have today's vocabulary words. And then let's look at what it says at the bottom. Read in your head while I read out loud. You should be on page 18. And let's read what it says under the word dictionary. So read in your head while I read out loud. It says, unfamiliar words are words you do not know. You can find the meanings of unfamiliar words in a dictionary. Then it says, look up the meaning of assignment, but I already gave you the meaning of assignment. So if you're reading and you come across a word you don't know, you can look that word up in a dictionary to find the answer. If you don't have a dictionary, you can usually use context clues. Who knows what context clues are? Colin? What are context clues? Should have heard this word like a million times by now. Context clues are clues around that word that tell you the meaning. So you may not know what a word means, but by reading the whole sentence, it might only make sense if that word means one thing. Like if I tell you, your assignments are due tomorrow, and you don't know what the word assignments are, but you know your homework is due tomorrow, then what does that tell you that assignments means? Homework. So you can either use a dictionary or context clues. Look at what it says around the word to see if that tells you the answer. So now what we're going to do is we're going to read this story together. I'm going to pick a stick. If I pick your stick, you get to read a paragraph or two. Just wait for me to say pause, and then I'll call another person. As we're reading, we are going to be looking at problem and solution. A problem is something that needs to be answered. We don't know the answer yet. The solution is whatever the answer to that problem is. Now, as we're reading, we're going to find a problem, something that needs to be solved, and then by the end, we're going to know the solution. There will be actions taken in the meantime in order to discover that solution. So today's, I am going to be filling out as we go. For our long story that will start tomorrow, we're going to do it together. So you'll actually have one of these charts, and you'll get to fill it out. We'll do it all together. But today, I'm going to pause and say, that sounds like the problem. As I read, I'm going to think, that sounds like something that they're doing in order to get to this solution. And then I'm going to say, that's another thing. And then another. And by the end, I'm going to look at what they did. I'm going to look at what the story says, and I'll know, oh, that's the answer. That's why this happened, or that's how we can fix this. Is everybody ready to move on? Okay. Go ahead and start with the title and the author, Cullen.
The case of the blurry board. Blurry version.
You have to read the author.
Oh, by Jamie Berlin.
Beerline, something like that. Sometimes names, we just kind of guess. Okay, thank you. Go ahead and start with the first paragraph. We always read those little subtitles. So if there are words that are bigger and a different color than what comes next, make sure you read that.
Blurry version.
Vision. If you can't hear at home, just make sure that you're reading the first paragraph.
After collecting homework assignments, Miss Morse said, "Jason, would you please read the first problem on the board?"
Good. Ethan, read next. If you're not paying attention, it will be a consequence. You need to follow along. That's not where we are. Carla, can you keep reading?
Jackson put on his glasses.
As loud as possible so that everybody here can hear, okay?
Jackson put on his glasses. That's where he said, "What's the matter, Miss Morse asked. "I can't see the board. Everything is blurry," explained Jackson.
Jason, pause. Pause. Jason just said, "I can't see the board. Everything is blurry." I'm going to think about that for a minute. That sounds like it could be a problem. But let's read a little more to see if maybe there's something else. Carla, go ahead. Carla is reading that last paragraph on page 18. So if you can't hear her, just make sure that you read that. Okay? Go ahead, Carla.
Miss Moore thought a moment. After some
Can read the whole word. Consideration.
She suggested, "Why do you go see the school nurse? Maybe you have allergies, some that bloom out."
That's blooming now. Okay, and you can go ahead and mute yourself. Thank you, Carla. Okay, so now we know. What was the problem? Well, Jason can't see the board. We know this is a problem in this story because he goes, "That's weird. That means this doesn't happen all the time. This is not every day that he can't see the board. This is a weird thing that has become the problem of this story." We also see the first action that might lead to an answer. The first thing that a character does in order to try to figure out the solution to this problem. Mrs. Morris sends Jason to the nurse. That's the first action that they use to try to figure out the solution. Maybe he's got allergies and the nurse can help him. That should be in your seat, Zach. Okay, go ahead and read next. Everybody's going back in. Make sure you read loudly, whether you're at home or at school, so that everybody can hear you. Zadie, go ahead and read next. Make sure you read those subtitles. Read the whole word. Colliding.
Colliding classmates.
A little louder.
Jason walked down the hall. He turned the corner and bam! He and Susie bumped into each other.
Oh, read the whole, that's not her whole name. Susie
who bumped into each other. Their glasses went flying. Susie was about...
Anytime you get to the end of a paragraph, make sure you pause, listen for a second to see if I want you to stop. That goes for everybody. If you get to the end of a paragraph and it goes to the next line, there's that little space. Make sure that you pause because I might tell you to stop because I may want to talk about the paragraph, or you may have gotten your 2 paragraphs and we're ready to move on, okay?
Susie was about to accuse Jason of not looking where he was going, but she had been on her way to clean her own glasses. That's weird.
Well, look at me, because I may be, like I just went, Susie's on her way to clean her glasses. So something must be going on with her glasses too. Let's keep reading to figure out if we get another clue or another action. Go ahead and keep reading. You can read this whole column.
That's weird, said Jason. As soon as they had put on their glasses, now I can see just fine. Me too, Susie exclaimed. Something suspicious is going on, said Jason.
So now we've got our next action. They bumped into each other. Their glasses went flying. They put glasses back on, and now they can see. So that's our next action or clue. Jason and Susie can see properly after knocking off their glasses, and I can't fit the rest, and putting them back on. So they bumped into each other, their glasses went flying, they put them back on, now they can see. Let's keep going. Do we know the answer yet? No. That means we need more information. So, thank you, Zadie. Go ahead and read next, Zari. Make sure you read loud.
That's weird.
Oh, we already read that. We already read that because remember I said, Zadie, you can read the whole column. So you go to the next column, Zari.
Mystery solved. Our glasses must have gotten switched when we bumped into each other earlier today. Jason said,
Pause. Pause. Remember, if you get to a period, that means the sentence ends. So it's not Jason said, it's our glasses must have gotten switched when we bumped into each other earlier today, Jason said. So make sure when you see a period, that means the sentence ends. It does not continue. So now we find out what happened earlier in the day. What happened earlier in the day? Cullen?
The glasses got switched.
Well, does it say the glasses got switched? Does it say 100% the glasses got switched? But what do we know 100% happened? What did they do earlier in the day?
They bumped into
each other. And now they're bumping into each other again, and all of a sudden they can see. Let's keep reading. Zari?
Said Susie. What's your proof? I need evidence.
So what that sentence says, remember when you get to where there's a long space, you gotta pause. So what that sentence says is that Jason is saying our glasses must have gotten switched. But do we know that's 100% what happened yet? No, it's just what he's thinking may have happened. And Susie's saying that. She's saying, well, we don't know that for sure. Why do you think that? Well, Zari, keep reading and we'll find out why Jason thinks that.
Look at our glasses. Our glasses are exactly the same. Noticed
Jason, read the whole word.
Jason.
Some of you are reading. Most of you are just reading the first couple letters and then guessing the end of the word. You have to read the whole word. Keep going.
You're right, said Susie. I'm very glad you solved the mystery. Lunch period is next, and I would have hate to consume a pencil instead of pretzel rod.
Okay, so the last action is that Jason noticed he and Susie's glasses look the same. So our problem was that Jason couldn't see the board. The first action that led to a solution was that Mrs. Morris sent Jason to the nurse. Now, did the nurse help solve the problem? No, we never even meet the nurse. But if Mrs. Morris hadn't sent Jason to the nurse's office, would he have bumped into Susie, causing their glasses to get knocked off, which then caused them to notice that their glasses are the same, which then led to our answer? No. So even though the nurse was not part of the solution, being sent to the nurse was, because once they got sent, he bumped into Susie in the hallway. They knocked off their glasses. They put them back on. They could see. They noticed that their glasses were the same. So that means the answer was, or the solution is, that their glasses had been switched when they bumped into each other earlier that day. Okay, very good. So, what we're working on in this chapter is problem and solution. So we're looking for what's the problem, what can we not answer? What is the mystery? Why can't Jason see the board? Or in later stories, why can we not solve it? Then we're going to figure out the actions that lead to our solution. So right now what I'm going to do is we have plenty of time. So I'm going to go ahead and pass out your homework and we're going to look at it together. Smith, you probably don't have your homework printed. Well, I know you don't because I just sent it last night. So I'm going to show it to you. If you do have your homework printed, you can look at it. If not, just listen, and when you get to your homework, you'll know what I'm talking about. So right now, I'm going to pass out the homework to everybody. Okay, so everybody right now, Carla, that's grammar. That's grammar. See how it says grammar up in the top corner? You're looking for the one that says practice. So on the front, or the only page that you at home might have so far, it has vocabulary. It looks like this. The directions say, write a complete sentence to answer each question below. In your answer, use the vocabulary word in bold type. So what it does is it has the bold words are the vocabulary sentence. So you're going to answer the question using that same vocabulary word. This is where, like when you're incorporating the answer. So number 1 says, why would a detective be suspicious if someone got caught telling a lie? You're going to say, a detective would be suspicious because, and then write your own answer. Does everybody understand that? So you are going to make sure you use the vocabulary word, which means you're basically incorporating the question. Number 2, how does a detective make sure that evidence is not destroyed? You're going to say, a detective makes sure that evidence is not destroyed by blah, 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 blah. Okay? So you might need an extra sheet of paper because you're probably not going to be able to fit it. Now, number 8 means you're going to use any word. You can pick any one that you want, and you're going to write your own sentence with that word. Make sure that you use enough detail in your sentence to show that you know what the word means. Because if you write the word, I have an assignment, does that tell the reader that you know what the word assignment means? No, it could be anything. An assignment could be a sandwich. You could be saying, I have a sandwich. And that says that is the same words as I have an assignment. But is an assignment a sandwich? No. So make sure when you write a sentence with a word that you use enough detail in that sentence to show that you know what the word means. So if my vocabulary word was bully, I wouldn't say he's a bully, because that could mean anything. That could mean the nicest person in the world. Is that what a bully is? No. You could say he was a bully when he pushed the little kid down. Something like that. Make sure you use enough information to show what the word means. On the back, which some of you at home may have, some of you may not. It looks like this, where you have a passage and then questions to answer. The back of the vocabulary homework is always, that's grammar. That's grammar. Grammar homework has grammar in the top corner. Reading homework has practice. I know, none of this is grammar. This is all reading. So what you're going to do is you're going to read. You may not have it yet because I just sent it this morning. Carla, you may not have it yet because I just sent it this morning. But you can print it later this afternoon because it's homework anyway. There's a passage, and then you will answer questions based using problem and solution. Make sure you always read the boxes at the top because that gives you clues about what you're looking for. Then you'll read the passage, and then you will answer the questions. So the front of Monday's reading homework, or the day we start, is always vocabulary. The back is always about the skill we're working on. This week's skill is problem and solution. Any questions about the homework?
Miss Claus?
Yes, sorry.
Can I check with my mom to see if she's already printed it off?
Well, that's okay, because we're kind of done looking at it right now. So you can ask her in a little while, okay? So, any questions about the homework? Okay, go ahead and put that in take home and return to school. This will be due tomorrow morning. So you have reading and math, but you do not have a reading log. When you have a physical sheet of paper for reading homework, you will not have a reading log. Yes, that's it.